Greetings, sisters and brothers, and welcome to this edition of 862 Today. I'm very excited to talk with our guest today, Laura Dickerson. She is the director of Region 1A in the UAW, and I'm really looking forward to our talk, Sister Laura. So, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. What a great opportunity to address the membership of 862.
Well, thank you, and it's our honor to have you, Laura. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background? When did you become a union member? When did you become a UAW member? What other positions have you held in other unions or in the UAW?
I come from a union family. And so my father was a member of SEIU Local 502 in Wayne County, and my mother was a member of ASME. She was a state of Michigan employee. However, my whole union time has been UAW. And so just to give you a bit of my background, I actually come out of an insurance company in Michigan. So I am a technical office and professional member of the UAW. I started in 1997. I have held all types of positions. I've been to the convention, Constitutional Convention, as a delegate twice. I actually served on the Resolutions Committee, where I served as chairperson of that committee in 2010. I've been president of our TOP Advisory Council at our local. I've also held position of chairperson of my unit for 3 terms and bargaining for a term as well. I also held a position on the National CAP Advisory Council back in 2010 as well. So I think that covers all of my elected positions. I will tell you this too. I've been on staff since 2010. And internally, we have for our reps what's called Staff Council. And I also served as vice president of our Staff Council as well.
Excellent. So you definitely have union in your blood.
Yes.
That's excellent. Well, what type of workers are members of Region 1A? Are there healthcare workers, auto workers, students? Who all do you represent?
So predominantly auto workers. I have to tell you, I am out of Local 600. And many of you know that covers the Fort Rouge complex. And with such pride, I love to represent our auto sector. So we have, like I said, they're our largest, but we also have Michigan Assembly Plant, Flat Rock Assembly Plant, but we also represent our state workers here, state of Michigan workers. So we have about roughly 5,500 that are members of Region 1A. And actually, they're a part of the TOP sector, and they're the largest local 6,000. They're the largest local actually in the UAW. They have roughly, I think they're around 15,000 between Region 1A and 1D. And then with the retirees, they're a little over 25,000, I believe. So, but we also represent, we have higher ed. So we have Eastern Michigan University, and of course, our independent part suppliers, IPS, all kind of, and so that spans from healthcare. We have nurses. We also too have a small unit, a friend of the court, attorneys that we represent as well.
So you have a very diverse membership there.
Yes, absolutely.
So how do you see your role in promoting, speaking of diversity, in promoting diversity and equity and inclusion in our union?
Well, I'll tell you, I've, like I said, been a member since 1997. And you know, you look to your leadership, but sometimes you look around and you don't see people that look like you. And so when you talk about diversity and inclusion, first and foremost, a lot of our women work very hard in this union. And sometimes they feel like they're not given the opportunities that some of our male counterparts get. And so with that, I think, you know, as we represent all of our members, We also too want the women to realize that they can attain positions just like our male counterparts. And so it's important to know that the hard work pays off. And so with diversity and inclusion, just letting everyone know that every sector is represented. So if you look at our board, our current board, we have people out of the autos, Ford, GM, and Stellantis, as well as TOP. And then we also have women. So there are 3 women currently on the board. Myself, Bev Brakeman, who is the director of Region 9A, and Cindy Estrada, who's the vice president of Stellantis, as well as our male counterparts. We make sure that there is diversity among the board and diversity among sectors. So I think that helps promote to our membership that the board looks like the membership and there is diversity there.
Wonderful. Are there currently any organizing drives underway in Region 1A that you can talk about?
Well, I'll tell you, we're always organizing, always looking to organize. We don't have any that I could probably disclose at this point in time, but we are working on a few drives at this point, and those are more focused. We have maybe a sorting company that we're looking at, and a supplier as well. So
Excellent. Yeah, organizing is definitely the lifeblood of our union. So
absolutely.
it's great to hear that's ongoing. How can we encourage members to get more involved in their union?
Well, right now, I'll tell you, the pandemic has done us no favors. It's hard to get people out to meetings. Now we're doing things via Zoom, just like we're having this podcast via Zoom. But you still have to keep the membership engaged to know that we're here. I'll tell you, throughout the pandemic, I've done some tours of plants to let people know that we're here. We do meet, and we had been meeting, but now, of course, the pandemic has surged in this area. So trying to keep meetings to a particular number. We're doing some trainings, election training, because, we have a huge election year this year. And, and also too, arbitration trainings. And two, our education department does a lot of the trainings online now. We have councils here in the region, of course. We're always promoting our young workers, our women's council, civil rights. So we have our councils, but like I said, not as active as normal. But I think really the key to this is, reach one, teach one. So if there is someone there, someone else needs to bring someone to a meeting or bring them to a Zoom meeting. But we have to let them know that there is value in being a member of this union. People have fought very hard for us to be here today. And we need to make sure that our young folks who are coming in after us understand that and understand that it's a privilege to be a union member. We pay dues, but the benefits that you get in a collective bargaining agreement are priceless. And I think a lot of our members get that at a point in time, especially with the pandemic, you really see that. And so, I mean, I can't say enough good things about what this union means to me and what this union has done for me. The UAW, we're UAW strong. I mean, it means the world, but we need to make sure that we convey that message to our young folks because we are always organizing. We're always asking people to come on board. And sometimes people don't understand what we're all about. But we need to make sure that people get what being a union member means and how it benefits their life and not just their life, their family.
That's so true. Well said.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Would you like to tell us anything about your personal life? Do you have a family or anything you'd like to add?
Well, I'll say this. So, I don't have a husband or children, so, but I do have family. And recently, actually, I became a great aunt. So I
Oh,
have a new
wow.
nephew. He's about a week old, and so I'm real excited about that. But it's I also have family in this union. I've had many, great mentors. You look at your local, like I said, coming out of 600, the retirees. I had many uncles and father figures through the years, and so a lot of them have ascended. Bernie Rickey is the president of our local. He actually was my first mentor, and then Chuck Browning, who's now vice president, who was the former director, is a close friend and mentor of mine as well. So
That's fantastic. Yeah. So you're from the Detroit area, the Detroit, Taylor, Michigan area?
well, I born in Detroit. Currently live in a city called Farmington Hills, which is just outside of Detroit. And so currently, I'll tell you, they're doing redistricting here as they're doing everywhere, right? And so everyone's district is changing. And the 11th district where I live is going to, there's a hot and heavy race potentially going to take place. So yeah, it's we got a busy year ahead of us. And like I said, for as many people as we can reach out to, and for people to understand that we're working here for the membership. We work hard. I know, people may not understand that at points in time, but we're always working on behalf of this membership, whatever we can do. And like I said, this is a great tradition, and we want to make sure that it lives past us. So we have to make sure that we continue working hard, getting the best contracts that we can for our members, making sure that we're organizing, and making sure that we're getting out and that people know that we're there if they need us.
Okay. Well, there you have it, brothers and sisters. Laura Dickerson, the first African American woman elected president of a UAW region, Region 1A. Laura, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your insight with us and your story with us. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just want to say, I want to thank you for the opportunity. Initially, I got elected back in August via special election, and so um, it was historical, of course. A lot of people attended. I did a lot of interviews, but it's always a great opportunity to reach out. I've had people from New York contact me. All over. People are very proud, and you have to think about, our people who came before us, and they're like, "Wow, there's an African American woman." So people are very proud of that, and I want to make sure that I do this membership proud.
Well, I'm sure you will. You're a great role model.
Thank you.
Well, Laura, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Okay. And well, again, there you have it, brothers and sisters. Thank you for listening to the 862 Today podcast. Until next time, solidarity.
Solidarity.